Hi there, I'm Lum-On from Ray White. Today we're bringing you something a little bit different. With everybody in a bit of lockdown, I thought I would take this opportunity to show you a couple of dishes that I like to prepare. Everybody's always asked me about how I do my roast pork, so let's get started. Okay, let's get started. So what we have is our 2 pieces of pork belly. These are nice and small. These will only take about half an hour to cook. We are only using 3 ingredients for this. We've got some hoisin sauce that we're going to put underneath that give us our flavour. Chinese 5 spice. You see that bottle's taking a little bit of a hit. And some sesame oil. Sorry, my mistake. And we're going to have some salt to go over the top. So first thing I'm going to do to these is just scrawl them a little bit with this knife. This will make it nice and easy to cut later on once it's cooked. You can see in those Chinese restaurants where you get those nice pieces. And this is also just going to let the flavour of this hoisin sauce get into the meat. So I'm just going to put a little bit on each one. And just like that, we've got it all into the meat there. So this is actually going to serve as a bit of a sauce for us later on to go over the pork, or you can have it with your rice. And you'll see when we do that later on. And then just going to get a little bit of salt onto those there. So now you can see they've nicely got some sauce on them there. Next thing we do is just make themselves, I'll make them a little boat so they'll have their own little area to sit in here. So just go like that, and I'm just going to rip these up. That's one. I usually double over the foil because it will tend to rip a bit later on. So it just gives you a little bit of a thicker boat to work with there. So this is going to trap some of the juices in here, and then these will end up shrinking a little bit. So they'll be quite small. So now I have both of those there. Really quickly, the sharp knife, I'm using a paring knife at this stage here, a nice sharp one. Just give this a quick score. Now the scoring part is actually quite important, because you want to make sure you're actually breaking the skin there, because that's going to give you your crispiness. If it's not scored properly, you might end up with your pork belly just bubbling. And sometimes you just end up not as nice as a even crispy finish. Once again, just do that nice and quick. Doesn't have to be too flash. Sesame oil on top. Now while I've done this, I've turned the oven on, and I've just fired that oven on to as hot as it can possibly get. So that's basically going up to 300. So I'm going to chuck that in the hottest oven possibly can. So here we go there. Some sesame oil on top. Now some people say you can do it the day before, leave it overnight. That's all great, it works really good. You can put a crust on it. This is a way of doing it quick. If you haven't got heaps of time to prepare it, you just get home. I mean, you can pick this up from the butcher's and go and cook it straight away. It's no overnight preparing needed for something like doing it this way. But yeah, there are other ways you can do it, and it turns out just as nice. So there you go. There's some Chinese 5 spice that we'll just chuck on top. Be careful, this can be a little bit overpowering if you put too much on, like I've just done. But that's alright, we like that. And then the salt, you can be generous with the salt because quite a bit of this is actually going to come off anyway. So there we go. So now there's our pork belly. That's basically ready to go in now. Our oven is almost up to scratch. I've just got my tray here. They're going to go in here on the tray. That's going to go in the oven like that. Now another important thing to do, this is going to help it. So once I put this in the oven, I've got some hot water that I've got boiled. Once it's in the oven, I'm going to pour some hot water on this tray, and that's just going to help steam it as well and stop it from drying out too much. So let's chuck these in the oven and we'll come back in half an hour. Literally, that's all you've got to do. Let's take a look at this now. It's been in for good, just over 35 minutes now actually, close to 40 minutes. And you can just see that starting to look really good now. You can hear the crackling. Look, that's pretty much done. So at this stage now, the smell's going through the house. The kids will come down from upstairs or wherever they might be. It just smells absolutely beautiful. So we're going to give this a couple more minutes. The crackling is all hard. We just grab a knife. We can just pull this out real quick. So you can see all of that water that we've put in there has all evaporated. So that's kept our pork belly nice and moist. And you can see some of that sauce in there, but that's just barked up nice. We give that a little bit more time and that's going to come up beautiful and hard and crispy. Now guys, we're back at the end now. Our pork is cooked, the rat's out. It's been rested now for about 15 minutes. That's just to let all the juices and everything settle down. You can see there's still quite a bit of juice in these here. So this is actually going to go really nice. If you'd like to just spread some of that over your rice, some of that fat's rendered down with the hoisin sauce. And the water that we had in there is obviously just steamed up, and all the juices is just kept in these little boats that we made for them. So the test here is if it's actually successful or not. Comes down to how crispy it is. Now that is just like candy. That's what you want to hear. So without further ado, now that it's rested, and once the reason for resting is so that your meat has time for those juices just to settle down. If you try and cut it too quickly after it's come out of the oven, you're going to find that it's just going to, all the juice is just going to leak out and your meat will become dry. So let's just give this a quick chop. Those slices that we made in it earlier, to make it nice and easy, we're just going to chop down those. A couple of those. Okay, let's leave those there. And then this, like you said, a Chinese shop. So I'm just going to put a couple of those. Oops. Put those in nicely. Okay, can just fold them off there. And then this one here, look, because it's a bit fed up, do that there, and then this nice piece of crackling. You can just see, look at how beautiful that is. This is almost a fail-proof dish. If you follow those few simple steps at the start, you really just can't go wrong. So there we have roast pork belly. And because Rachel is doing her keto diet, so we're trying to cut down on the rice and stuff at the moment. She just got some roast pork and just done some garlic green beans to go with that. And there we have it. So if you want some of these recipes, happy to do some more in the next few days while everyone's on lockdown to help with the boredom and with some of these dishes that you might have thought about cooking but didn't quite know how. Let us know in the comments, and happy to help you out.